Today we are going to discuss the differences between the basic management terms. First difference is between management and administration. So the meaning of management is an organized way of managing people and things of a business organization is called the management. On the other hand, administration is the process of administering an organization by a group of people is known as administration. Authority in the case of management, middle level and lower level. Administration is at the top level. Then role of management people is the of executive level, and administration is this decisive level. Then it is concerned management is concerned with policy implementation, administration is concerned with policy formulation. Then area of cooperation, it works management works under administration. Administration has full control over the activities of the organization. Then management is applicable for profit making. Then administration is mostly, this term is used in government offices, military, clubs, business enterprises, hospitals, etc. Then the management decides who will do the work and how it will be done. Administration does what it should be done and when it has to be done. Management puts the plans and policies into actions, whereas administration formulates the plans, frames the policies, and setting of objectives. Management focuses managing work, and administration makes best possible allocation of limited resources. The key person in the case of management is the manager, and in the case of administration is the administrator. Further proceeding, management represents the employees who work for the remuneration. Administration represents the owners who get a return on the capital invested by them. The main function of management is executive and governing. Administration is legislative and determinative. The second difference which we are going to discuss is the difference between the planning and management. Planning is the first step on deciding what to do, how, where, and when a specific work has to be done. Controlling is a main goal and responsibilities of all management in any enterprises. Function of planning is about looking ahead, it is for the future. Controlling is looking back what we have done according to the plan. Then process planning is the first stage in the functions of management. So it is the first process in building a business. Controlling, it is the last structure of any business. Then features of planning arranging employee direction. Controlling controls all the planning features. Next, we are going to discuss the difference between the leadership and the management. So, what's the difference between leadership and management? Leadership is a skill of leading others by examples. Management is an art of systematically organizing and coordinating things in an efficient way. Leadership is based on trust, management is based on control. Emphasis in the case of leadership is inspiring the people, management is managing activities. Power is in the leadership has the power of influencing the people, management rules according, the power is in the rules. In the case of leadership, it is encouraging the change, management bringing stability. Leadership is proactive, thinking ahead. Management is reactive action. In the case of leadership, principles and guidelines are given. Policies and procedures are framed in the case of management. Then leadership requires good foresightedness. Management has a short range perspective. Okay. The next difference which we are going to discuss is difference between a leader and a manager. What is a leader? Who is a leader? A leader is a person who influences his subordinates to achieve a specified goal. A manager is a person who manages the organization and is responsible for planning, direction, coordination, and control. Now, leader sets a direction, manager plans the details. Leader is foresighted, manager minds. Then, leader has the followers, manager has the employees. Then, leaders, the style of work is transforming the things, it is transformational, and manager transactional work. Then leader facilitates the decision, management or a manager makes the decision. Leader main aim is growth and development. In the case of manager, it is an attainment of the required result. The focus of the leader is on the people, and here the focus of the manager is on the process and procedure by way of how the work is done. Leader promotes the change, manager reacts to change. Uses conflict as an asset, and manager tries to avoid the conflict as much as possible. Leader aligns the people, manager organizes the people, and leader strives for effectiveness, whereas manager strives for efficiency of the work. Okay. The next difference which we are going to discuss is the difference between classical and neoclassical theory. So, the first, classical theory. What is a classical theory? It considers physical and economic needs to satisfy an employee, whereas the neoclassical theory says that it not only considers the physical economic needs but also considers the needs like job satisfaction, career development. Next one, in the case of classical theory, the organizational structure is hierarchical. In the case of neoclassical, it is flat. Then decision making, in the case of classical theory, it involves a single person. In the case of neoclassical, it involves the entire team. Motivating people, in the case of classical theory, it is difficult. Neoclassical is easier on the other hand. Job satisfaction is not considered in the case of classical, whereas the importance is given in the case of neoclassical theory. Next difference is classical theory is based on rewards, whereas neoclassical theory is not based on rewards. Okay. The next difference which we are going to discuss is Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor. The meaning of his work, Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol is the father of modern management who laid down 14 principles of management for improving overall administration. F.W. Taylor is the father of scientific management who introduced 4 principles of management for increasing the overall productivity. Next, Henry Fayol's main concept is general theory of administration. FW theory created the scientific management. According to Henry Fayol, the emphasis is given to the top level management, and according to the Taylor, the importance is in the hands of the lower level management. Then the next, Henry Fayol says that it is universally applicable, whereas Taylor says that it applies to specialized organizations only. Then the next one, Fayol says that it is based on the personal experience. Here in the case of Taylor, it is based on observation and experimentation. Orientation work, as far as it is concerned, in the case of Fayol, it is managerial function. Here, on the other hand, Taylor, it is production and engineering. Next, the system of wage payment adopted in the case of Fayol is sharing of profit with the managers, whereas differential payment system is adopted in the case of Taylor. Approach, in the case of Henry Fayol, it is manager's approach. In the case of in the case of Fayol, it is manager's approach. In the case of Taylor, it is engineer's approach. Okay, coming to the next basic terms difference in the principles of management is the system theory and the contingence theory. What these two theories says? System theory is focusing on the internal environment and subsystems of the organization. Contingency theory is a theory that acts as an addition to system theory as it considers the relationship between organization and external environment. Next, system theory is based on interrelationships, whereas the contingency theory is focusing on situational variables. The next one, open system view of the organization structure type is adopted in the case of systems theory, whereas in the case of contingency theory, environmental determinants of organization. Systems theory means the conceptual skills, and environmental scanning is in the case of contingency theory. Next difference is in the system theory as well as acts as a design, dynamic management style. Then system theory is simple. On the other hand, contingency theory is very complex. The next difference which we are going to see is scientific versus administrative management. What is scientific management? Scientific management theory considers the workflows and operator efficiency improvement in an organization. Administrative management theory is a theory that considers management styles and activities that help to achieve maximum output. Scientific management theory is developed by Taylor, whereas administrative theory is developed by Fayol. The emphasis is given to the low level management in the case of scientific management, and whereas managerial function in the case of administrative management. Then in the case of scientific, it is specialized organizations, and in the case of administration theory, it is universal. Production and engineering is in the case of scientific management, whereas managerial function in the case of administration theory. Then in the case of the method of remuneration adopted in the case of scientific management, different payment methods are adopted, whereas in the case of administration management, sharing of profit with managers. Approach, it is engineers in the case of scientific management. In the case of administration, they are the managers. Then the main activities of the scientific management is the work study and time study. In the case of administration management is planning and controlling. The next difference is between the strategic planning and operational planning. Strategic planning. The planning for achieving the vision of the organization is strategic planning. Operational planning is a process of deciding in advance of what is to be done to achieve the tactical objectives of the business. Strategic planning is a long term, operational planning is short term. Strategic planning approach is extroverted, whereas operational planning is introverted. Modifications, generally the plan that lasts longer, and in the case of operational planning, the plan changes every year. In the case of strategic planning, it is performed by the top level management, and in the case of middle level management, it is in the case of operational planning. The scope of strategic planning is wide. Operational planning, it is narrow. Planning of vision, mission and objectives is the emphasis given by the strategic planning. Planning of routine activities of the company is the functions of the operational planning. Next difference is the difference between strategy and policy. So what is a strategy? It is a comprehensive plan made to accomplish the organizational goals. Policy is the guiding principle that helps the organization to take logical decision. Strategy is an action plan. Strategy is an action plan, policy is an action principle. Strategy is flexible, policy is fixed, but they allow exceptional situations. Whereas organizational moves and decisions for the situation which have not been encountered previously. Whereas the policy is related to organizational rules for the activities which they are repetitive in nature. In the case of strategy, the orientation is actionable, thought and decision in the case of policy. Okay. The strategy describes the methodology used to achieve the target. Then what should be done and what should not be done is in the case of the policy. Next difference which we are going to see is policies and procedures. What do you mean by policies and what are the procedures? Policy is a precise statement which contains a set of principles acting as guidelines for achieving the goals of an organization, whereas procedures is a systematic sequence for an activity or task which is predefined by an organization. Policies are flexible, procedures are rigid. The mission of the organization is reflected in the case of policy. Practical applicability of the policies is seen in the case of procedures. In the support of strategies, then in the support of programs in the case of procedures. It involves decision making in the case of strategy, whereas the procedures involves the actions. Okay. Next, the difference between the management by objectives and management by exceptions. What are the differences between the two? Management by objectives. It is a process defining objectives within an organization so that the management and employee agree to objectives and understand what they need to do in the organization. Management by exception is a policy by which management devotes its time to investigate only those situations in which actual result differs significantly from planned results. Employee participation is very high in the case of management by objectives, whereas in the case of management by exceptions, the employee participation is very, very low. Decision making in the case of MBO, management by objectives, employee participation is high on decision making. Employee participation is minimal on decision making. No responsibility, ambiguity as responsibilities are clearly assigned. Responsibility, ambiguity in the case of management by exception. Dependency on one group or department is low, whereas dependency on one department or group is high. Here, MBO is appropriate for experienced managers. Management by exception is appropriate for experienced executives. In the case of efficiency, whole organization takes part in decision making, so it reduces the efficiency, whereas management by exception, the efficiency is high. So dear students, these were some of the differences among the various management terms which we have discussed in today's lecture. Further class we would be discussing about some other management topics. Good day.